I'm Clay Hudnall. I live in Kentucky, and I'm the owner of Field Proven Calls. My name is Field Hudnall, and I'm the owner of Field Proven Calls. Clay and I, we grew up in Kentucky. Probably my favorite thing about Kentucky is it's got to be the river. Not just the Ohio River itself, but our section of river. When you get on that river early in the morning, it's like nobody else exists. There's not a single person even in the area. All you've got are the hills, the trees, and the wildlife. You get that chill in the morning, that cool air, and that sun, just rising up, burning off the fog off the water, and that water is as smooth as glass. One of my favorite things is getting up in the morning, and Clay and I will jump on the boat and we'll cruise. We'll head down to the blind to see how things look.
Or the wooden boxer sitting next to you.
What I love about the Ohio River, especially the stretch that we hunt and that we spend most of the time on, is you can run trot lines. You can rod and reel catfish. You can duck hunt. I mean, there's creeks we go up in that we squirrel hunt sometimes. There's so much to do on that river, especially even summer times. We're out there, we're tubing behind duck boats. We're just hanging out with our buddies. I mean, we've got a few places they call Party Cove where a lot of the big boats go, but we like to go in there with the John boats. It's just a special place that everybody is accepted. It doesn't matter if you have a John boat, a runabout, a go fast boat. Everybody comes together, and that has a special place to me because that river is it's like my second home. My heaven is spending every possible moment on that river. The hills of Kentucky and the rivers that's where we're home.
My name is Field Hudnall. My brother Clay and I are the owners of Field Proven Calls. We build some of the world's most realistic sounding duck, goose, and turkey calls. In this series, you're going to experience exciting hunts, meet interesting people, and who knows what else.
It feels like, he moved down. I was like, how'd that happen? I raised up, it was 12 yards.
This is fall season. This episode of Fall Season is brought to you by Max Prairie Wings, America's premier waterfowl outfitter.
I was asked the other day where my favorite place to hunt is, and that's actually a pretty tough question because all the spots are different. But my favorite place, without a doubt, is home. It's the place I grew up hunting. I could hunt it every day. But outside of home, I gotta say Texas. To me, what makes a hunting memory that really sticks out in my mind is it's a combination of things. Either the hunting's phenomenal, or you learn something that really sticks out in your mind, or you create friendships that last a lifetime. And Texas was all the above. What might actually stick out in my mind more is not necessarily my experience in Texas, as how I got to Texas. That is a story in itself. Right out of high school, the only thing I ever wanted to do was either A, serve in the military, or B, work in the hunting industry. But mom and dad and family said, before you go to the recruiting office, try college first. You know, you need to try college. Just please give it a shot, see if it works. I'm sitting at college and I notice there's these signs, there's these hints that I don't belong here at all. I think the first hint was my dorm room. My roommate, awesome guy. Went to high school with him, super nice guy. But the problem is when you look at his side of the dorm and you look at his decorations in the wall, you got, you know, college letters. He graduated with honors from high school. He's sitting on his bed and he's probably either doing homework or already writing his thesis as a freshman. I mean, he is destined to graduate with honors, you know, in a master's degree. Then you look at my side of the dorm room. It's obvious to tell that academics was not at the top of my list. I did okay in classes, most classes. I had this one class that stuck out in my mind. It was called Western Civilization pre-like 1800. Me and that class did not get along. Actually, I was going through some stuff the other day and I found my notebook from Western Civ. So hint number one is the dorm room. Hint number two had to have been my Western Civ notebook. New material. This must have been after a test. I mean, it was obvious looking at my notebook what was on my mind, and it wasn't Western Civ. Flipping through the pages, you could see that I got discouraged because the Western Civ notes that I was taking was really starting to take up too much room for my artwork that I was drawing.
Eastern and western part of the Tibetan Plateau has very important river systems. Obviously, I started thinking about river systems, and which leads to what else but waterfowl. It's all about the neck hooking. You gotta get that neck pointed down.
I got pretty good at drawing ducks and geese, and it was obvious that I need to make a change. But before I ran off to the recruiting office, I said, all right, it's either military or the hunting industry. Well, let's give the hunting industry a try. I basically just researched any and every outfitting service I could across the country. And I made a resume, and I emailed them a resume. So I send these resumes out to all these outfitting services all across the country. It must have been 20 or 30 that I sent out. And I get 2 responses back. The first one was from Kathy Rathburn at Webfoot Connection. We'd love to have you. You know, come to Northwest Texas and guide lesser Canada hunts. The second response, no thank you, we're not interested. So it made my first choice pretty easy. I went to Texas.
My expectations for Texas was, every time I think of Texas, I think of like large cities like Dallas. So, you know, I was thinking of like a big town with a lot of people. When I got down there, I was really surprised that it was nothing like I thought of. It was a small, you know, desolate area. It was nothing but peanut country, but they had a lot of ducks and a lot of geese.
What I love about hunting lesser Canadas is just the sheer number. You know, it's not just the fact of big flocks. If you just want to shoot into big flocks, you can shoot snow geese.
With snows, you're gonna see a lot bigger bunches, and they're fun to shoot. But what I love so much about lessers is you get to do the calling, and you're doing the flagging, you're controlling those geese. And what they do, they come in a ball, right where you have them, and it's funny, it's like they spread out. So everybody has a perfect shot. They come right in a big knot and then they just fan out.
They're gonna come right over top of you and just the bottom fall out of it, and they just do a vertical drop right into your decoys.
They're so loud, you can't hear yourself call, you can't hear your buddies, talking. You're trying to tell the clients, get ready, but you don't know if they can hear you. It's just like chaos. And when you yell, get them, you're basically screaming like if you're at, at a football stadium or something. You're trying to be as loud as you can. All you see is barrels come up in front of you, and geese just start falling out, man. It's such a great sight to see.
Get him, my boy! Get him, get him! Oh, nice. Clay taking for brand.
Clay and I are brothers and best friends, but we have a group of friends that might as well be just considered closest blood as well.
There's one that really sticks out in my mind, Scott Kroom. We call him Red Dog. He's a redheaded buddy of ours, and we've always teased him from day one about having red hair. 'Cause you know what they say about redheads, man? They can be kind of wiry and crazy, and Scott's one of those guys.
I met him working at Dick's Sporting Goods, and we worked at Galleons together. We've stayed close ever since.
He's like family to me and Field. Field, Scott, and myself, we're used to hunting big geese here in Kentucky. Well, when we went down to Northwest Texas, we were thrown in the mix of something that we've never seen before.
We were seeing fields that were thousands and thousands of geese. And when they would erupt, it would literally create a black mass that you can hardly see through.
We would set 800 to 900, sometimes 1,000 silhouettes, where at home, sometimes we may use 2 to 3 dozen decoys. So it was quite the change.
So what we decided to do was we would guide lesser hunts in the fall and then go to school during the spring and summer. We figured it would be a nice break. It would kind of be an in into the hunting industry before we got shipped off to the military. But it was a great way to make really good side cash too. When we got to Texas and we settled in and got to know the other guides we were going to be working with, I think it's safe to say that we had found our crowd.
This is Eric, he's our cook. Look at him. He's an elk guy. Everybody knows Red Dog at Ugly Bum. He's on all these cool videos. Over here we got Stretch.
Guess we're going tonight.
He's from Delaware. This is Brad. He's from North Dakota.
We just had all types of people in one house, and at the end of the day, everybody was best friends.
What you got there? You got your band?
It's just another band. I've been collecting them.
See, college was fun and I did okay, but I didn't fit in. I wasn't with my people, if that makes sense. For example, at college, the nightlife consists of going to parties and hanging out, which was fun, but I never really got into. Texas, the nightlife consists of vanilla shotguns and double-aught buckshot. A lot of fun.
But what really brought us all together is the waterfowling aspect.
Give him a spit note, Red Dog.
I'm pissed off. I'm getting hungry these last 2 days.
Give him a spit note. Guess what? That ain't it.
You get all these different guys from different parts of the country, and we're all different, but we're all cut from the same mold. We're all waterfowl hunters.
How's the hunting been?
It's probably been the best hunt of my life.
That's what I thought. 100 plus kills a group, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's safe to say that we'd found our people. My guiding experience was 12 years ago, and it's something I'll remember for the rest of my life. And here recently, I had the opportunity to go back down there to the same town, to the same area, and hook back up with Wes Holmes again and hunt with him. It was like old school. Once they center up and you call the shot, that's where it really tests you as a nation. Because when you come up and you pull your gun up and you see 200 birds down your gun barrel, you gotta go for one bird. Because if you don't, you're gonna be 3 and out. Boom, 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 and you're not gonna see anything fall. But when you get a group of shooters that know what they're doing, it's a sight to see. It just starts raining geese.
Go! Freaking speckle bellies, man. Get him, get him! Woo! Nice shot, boys.
Let him land. Let him land.
Ha ha ha!